Hey, Cody. I was having such a good night's sleep, and about 3 o'clock in the morning, you know what happens to old men? They have to go to the restroom. So
It's a great way to start the podcast, but okay.
yeah, and that I get back into bed. I'm laying there, and my brain was on the podcast
Okay.
and thinking how our podcast is not like any other. And all of a sudden in my head, I started thinking about What what is a one-word description we could use for the podcast? Not that it would be in its totality, but a one word, um, that could be used, maybe a bunch of different one words. What would come to mind for you?
One word to describe this podcast.
Okay, I'll give you an example. Um, the first word I thought of was different. I think our podcast is different. I mean, how many have rivalry teams? Um, how many people do some of the nobody does what we do, I don't think. We've had some fun off-season stuff where people are struggling sometimes with what to say.
Yeah.
So different would be one. I'll give you a few. Unique,
Special.
special, um,
I got one, and this one will be all for the the fun movie people. As a quote from Fast and Furious, family. Because
family.
Vin Diesel always goes, we're family. That kind of thing.
Um, Another word that came up was obviously odd because,
Oh, that's on your end. Yep.
well, yeah, I'm the crazy old man. Loving. And
Okay.
that kinda goes with family, and I was just thinking,
Creative.
that was that was the next one I was gonna say. I think we are creative. I mean,
Imaginative.
that was not one I came up with. These are some good words that maybe we could use in, some of our shorts.
Crazy.
Well, that's definite, not thank you. That's I know that's my
Loony.
loony. Am I loony and crazy at the same time? Maybe so.
Yes, you definitely are. Um, it's like, hey Siri, give me other words for I'm crazy. That's all I could think of at the top of my head.
Okay. Um, on another note, before we really get into the podcast, you've had a great last couple of weeks, haven't you?
Mm-hmm. I have.
And if you guys, if everybody didn't know, um, was it the last 3 weeks you've been on the South
Last,
Florida Tribune
last 3 weeks.
Thursday night hockey um, podcast that they have, and they're loving you, which I was so blessed because I was in shipping at work, and I could see you all, I could hear you all while I was working, and nobody said anything.
Yeah.
And it was really good. And then I knew right afterwards because you told me you were gonna go on, the late arrivals, which
Yes.
I listened to yesterday, and they gave you a whole big platform to talk about our podcast
Yes.
and some
It
of
was very nice of them to do that.
and even some of the nitty-gritty things, obviously, like, the 2014 what happened, like, kinda after the 2014 Game 7 between the Ducks and the Kings,
Mm-hmm.
how a certain person was,
Rude.
not acting appropriately
Yeah.
and, said the wrong thing about the Ducks and
Not
about
no, no. It
a
wasn't.
and about one of my favorite players of all time, and he got booted out of my house, and I mean,
Yeah.
And that I never thought that was gonna come out on a podcast, to be honest with you.
I thought we've said it on here before.
Have we? But on maybe on another podcast because they gave you a lot of leeway, which guys,
Yeah.
you know, the interaction between all you guys on Late Arrivals, if anybody of you haven't ever heard of them, take a listen. He was on, it went live or not live, but it went onto the podcast platform yesterday. It
Yeah.
it was intriguing and invigorating, and Lou, how can you not like, Cane's toast? I mean, that's un-American, brother. That's un-American. Um,
Yeah. I love Lou and his food takes, but I'm glad you brought them up. In the show notes right now, I do have the South Florida Tribune's South Florida Tribune. Their YouTube channel is in. I put the link in the notes. I even put the link tree for Late Arrivals in there as well. Guys, go follow them, subscribe, follow them, watch
yes.
them live. They're all fun, and I think I'm going to be on the South Florida one again this next week. I believe so. 4 weeks in a row for me.
So
I think.
that wasn't the only thing that happened in the last 2 weeks, and Cody's probably going, "What the hell is my dad talking about?"
Yeah.
Um,
What are you talking about?
he had an idea, and he he you know, his mom and I go to, Impact Church Menifee,
Oh, this okay.
and he goes, "What, do they have a podcast?" And I go, I don't know. I mean, I know we get an email every week if we wanna watch in case we miss the services, or we can watch them live on the, website, but it would be nice that people could get it anywhere and everywhere, and I know part of the reason why is that because you wanted to listen to it. So he got connected with, Pastor Ryan and Pastor James, and some of the, IT team, and now it goes on. It's Impact Menifee, right, Cody?
Impact Menifee. Yep.
If any of you are searching for getting something that's Bible teaching right from the Bible, there's nothing extra or added that is not God's word, I guess I would say. Um, Look up Impact Menifee on any podcast platform, right, Cody?
Any podcast platform.
And
I did set it up that way.
I know we don't have past messages on there yet.
No, none yet.
Maybe that's something maybe we could talk to them about and load a whole bunch on there, and so
The
people
all
could
the like trust me that they would have to. We'll talk about that later. Yeah, there's
well,
more to that.
there's another idea, and I got to tell you, you know, we moved from Orange County here, and we went to Saddleback Church with Rick Warren, and I mean, to me, that was the ultimate church, and it took me a long time to find a home church here, and Impact is that home. I got to tell you guys, both my wife and I agree. And if you're out here looking for a church, try Impact Menifee. If you park over in the parking and you see the bald guy at 9 o'clock, before 9 o'clock service driving the
Run,
shuttle, that's me.
run,
Um, what?
run! Don't
No.
hop in the cart. Stay
um,
away.
uh, Believe me, I am most beloved by the children of Impact Menifee. I am their favorite person because it's like Disneyland, they tell me, riding in a cart. That just shows you how much loving kids are. But other than that, I know this is kind of a weird way that we've started off, but I want to really give kudos and proud papa things again about my son. Not only is he branching out to other podcasts with hockey and so forth, he even put church in there. And I know his mom's super proud of him. And I know she'd walk in right now and, go, "Love you, son." But they're having a kind of like a new sale. I mean, it's old stuff good old stuff that people can buy very cheaply for the upcoming school year for their children, and she's over there helping with that. So now I guess we could actually get on to what we're supposed to do is talk hockey. So I'll do it again. Welcome back, Royally Quack fans. Remember, I'm Royal and he's quacked.
There we
All right,
go.
Cody, you want to go to Duck News?
Yeah, we can go to Duck News. So the Ducks announced, here's another jersey number thing. The Ducks announced that Jansen Harkins will be switching from number 38 to number 24 for the upcoming season. So just a little jersey number change. Um, and then next up, after the season, Chris Kreider had surgery that had put metal in his hand to hold it together, leaving him with a 3-inch scar. And this is what he quoted. "Now I've got a Wolverine hand," he said, mimicking the superhero unleashing one of the retractable claws. The doctor gave Kreider a 6 to 8 week surgery timeline, but Kreider recalled receiving medical clearance to return in 4. And Kreider's already playing in that 3-on-3 thing. I want to say that the shoulder showcase event. So and he's in his Ducks gear, and it looks pretty. The orange looks good on him, so I'm happy about that. And then here's what Truba quoted about Kreider: "Chris has always been great. Has been a great teammate when I've played with him. He has a way of connecting with young players and creating a real sense of team. The way he shows up every day and works on his game is something everyone can learn from." So a good quote from Truba about Mr. Kreider there.
Yeah, and another mentor for those kids,
Mm-hmm.
and he's been a really good NHL player, above average.
Yep. And then next up is both Lucas Pettersson and Damian Clara have been sent on loan back to Brynäs in Sweden by the Anaheim Ducks. So they're both just going back to their Swedish team and continuing to play there. So nothing big there. I think we all expected that to happen. And then the last bit of news is this is according to Jake Ty from the Hockey News. Is he says there's growing belief that Jacob Trouba could return to Winnipeg. I don't think this is going to happen because, well, once he already played there, two, he got traded away from there, and he like specifically asked to be traded away from there. See, I don't know if it was like a coach thing, because I think when he was there, it was Paul Maurice was the coach, I believe. So, is it a Winnipeg thing? Was it a coach thing? You know,
Hmm.
because there's some of the same players, but it's mostly different there now. So maybe it was a certain player that was there. Maybe it was Blake Wheeler. I don't. Like I said, I don't know because Blake Wheeler was the captain around that time. So, but honestly, I think this is what we call a nothing burger. Pretty much, just I think it's just trying to get news out there to start something so people can click on their news feed and just get some clickbait. So I don't think that's anything about that. So, and then we've all heard the McTavish stuff. Jesus, uh, Gibson and Zegras. The rumors are finally gone because they finally got traded, and then bam, McTavish gets hit with all the rumors. So,
Well, you got to keep hockey in the news, so they got to do it some way, and sometimes it's not even true. So we'll
yeah,
worry about that when that day comes, right?
yep. So I mean, because remember Frank Saravelli said 2 years ago that John Gibson would never play a game with the Ducks again. He played 2 more seasons with them.
He's your favorite guy, anyways.
Yeah. So, but that is it for Ducks news. So we can go on to Kings news.
So Kings news, we've got jersey numbers, and with jersey numbers, a little numerology that goes with it. So Dumoulin is going to be number 2. So here are some of the most current Kings that wore number 2: Alex Edler, Paul Ledoux, Matt Green, who is on the coaching staff. Others, Frank Caberly, Daryl Sador, Doug Smolik, Alex Zitnik. I mean, for some of you old timers like me, you would know those names. And that's number 2. Well, I gotta move my numerology. Number 5 is going to be Cody Cece. Let me get some number 5s for you here in just a second. And that's 22 players. Some of the most recent one was Andreas England. Some other 5s that you might remember: Brent Sopel, Aki Berg, Tim Waters. I remember Tim Waters. I think 2 of the better number 5s in Kings history would be Mark Hardy and Larry Murphy. Brian Ingram. He was, I think he was actually in the
You said Brian. It's Brian
Ingblom.
Engblom.
Yeah, Ingblom. Yeah, that's correct. He was actually an announcer for the Kings for a while. Then next is everybody's favorite and most controversial king ever. And 33 different players have worn this number. And anybody want to guess who I'm talking about? Yeah, you're right. Ex-Duck Corey Perry. Tanner Jeannot last season wore number 10. Michael Amadio, number 10. Tobias Reeder. Those are the most current. Another one that you may not have known was number 10 with the Kings. Well, also Mike Richards, who I think they're still paying. Marco Sturm, who's now head coach at the Boston Bruins. But Braden Shen, Matthew Snyder, Neil Broughton, Warren Reichel, Mike Allison, just to name a few. So, I mean, and it seems like number 10 doesn't have a really good history lately with the Kings. But, I mean, everybody's believing Corey Perry's going to make a difference, even though they don't like him. The next number is 31, and 18 players have wore 31, and number 31 is going to be Forsberg, the new backup goalie for the Kings. Actually, it's kind of funny because their backup goalie last season wore number 31. That was David Riddick. Before that, a lot of goalies. Ben Bishop, Peter Budaj. Cody, one of your favorite names, Peter Budaj. Martin Jones. A lot of people don't remember that Martin Jones actually was a King. Going kind of farther back to 1995, Jamie Storr, Grant Fuhr, Rolly Melanson, just to name a few. Next is Joel Armia, number 40, and that's only been 5 players. I know 2, well, actually 3 of these guys. I mean, the latest to wear 40 for the Kings was Joe Hicketts. And I think he may still be with a Reign. Before that, Cal Peterson, where is he? Where did he go, Cody? He's Cal Peterson.
He went to Minnesota.
So he might be the backup Minnesota.
No, he's going to be like the 3rd string. Because they have Gustafsson and then Wallstedt there.
Oh, they're bringing Wallstedt up. Yeah, well, he won't be playing.
Yeah.
Chances are. And then Daryl Sador, another big one. So that's a little bit of numerology with the Kings. Let's talk about that mock trade. a mock trade between the Kings and the Ducks. Fans, let us know what you think of this.
Well, I'm gonna steal something from the Locked On LA Kings, and yes, I do listen to that because I like Eddie Garcia and everything. So the reason for there's so many why there's so many goalies that have the number 31? Because I think all those players except for one that wore number 31 was a goalie. And do you want to know why? So I guess back in the day, the starting goalie was always number 1. And then the backup goalie, because usually there was about 30 players or so on a team. And so the backup goalie would always have the last number, and that was usually either 30 or 31. So that's how it all started. I believe I could be saying this wrong. Eddie was a lot, his voice alone is a lot better than mine too. But the way he said it sounded a lot better too. But yeah, that's the reason why there were so many number 31s as for goalies. And then I agree with Chris here on YouTube. Not ready to see Perry in a Kings jersey. Yeah, I'm not ready for that too at all.
Well, you know the funniest thing that you hear about him, and I think we said it before. You play against him, you hate him, but if he's on your team, you love him. And I can see that.
We've been saying that for years.
And I think he's gonna, at 40, be a difference maker, maybe. I mean, he definitely picks up our fourth line for sure. And also, you spoke about Eddie Garcia. He did his player grades, and it was the first time he did it on the LA Kings podcast, and he shouted out for us because we had him on when we did it. And it's always fun to have Eddie on. He's a wealth of knowledge. I highly recommend that all of you Kings fans definitely like and subscribe on the LA Kings Locked On Kings podcast with Eddie. And don't forget, he also is one of the pioneers of the hockey podcast with his best friend, Doug, which they have a similar relationship as like me and Cody do, because Doug's a Ducks fan and obviously Eddie's a Kings fan. So we have a little bit of kinship with them with that.
Yeah, we do.
And look, it's a review show. It's talking only about the NHL. And
that's a great podcast to listen to too.
Those guys are just a wealth of knowledge, not to mention they paved the way for the rest of us to be podcasters. Yeah. So Eddie and Doug, we thank you for that. You guys are awesome guys. We are going to have I'll announce it right now, a Ducks only podcast next week. Mm-hmm. And I do believe Doug has agreed to be on. And then the week after, it's going to be a Kings only podcast. And Eddie said he would be in and willing. And I hope that nothing comes in those ways for those guys to be on with us, because they just bring 20 years of experience to us. I mean, I know I'm an old man, but I'm a rookie at this still.
Yeah, same.
Well, let's go to that mock trade.
Well, first of all, we do have a couple comments on YouTube. Adam, of course, causing chaos always, but we love it. I'm ready to see Queens fans lose their minds over him and their jersey. Honestly, that was the one positive side about this is I have to see Perry in a Kings uniform, but at the same time, I get to laugh and see Kings fans have to cheer for Corey Perry in a Kings uniform. And like what Eddie has said, when Corey Perry scores, he still doesn't think he's going to be able to root for Perry. And even Doug told him by the end of the season, Corey Perry will be your favorite King. And then Chris also, I didn't know Alexei, what was it? Vinit?
Alexei Zhitnik.
Zitnik was a king. Loved him as a Saber when I was a kid. This is Chris from the Late Arrivals. So everyone say hi to Chris. Again, thank you for having me on. That was so much fun the other night. I
I got to
definitely
tell
regretted
you,
it the next. I regretted it the next morning because usually I go to bed at 9. I didn't go to bed till 10:30, and I felt it the next day. But honestly, 100% worth it. I would do it again for them. So
I got to tell you guys that was a very entertaining episode.
yeah.
I loved it. The back and forth you guys have. Cody, you fit right in with them. And, I still can't believe Lou and the toast canes, but I got to tell you, I love his voice. It's so different
Yeah.
and it's so calm.
Lou does have a very
So
nice, calm voice.
yeah, so he's definitely got, I don't know, panache with the voice.
Panache. No, everyone. Like I said, I put their link tree in the show notes. Please go check them out. Please, they're so much fun. And he here's Chris again. That was a blast, buddy. Sorry we kept you up late. Nah, honestly, I accepted it. I knew what I was getting into, and I would 100% do it again. So
Yeah, I was already gonna say, don't let him fool you, Chris.
yeah,
He
I
would
would
do it again. He
I would
would
do it again.
definitely do it again. And I got to tell you, I, I I was riveted yesterday. I was driving. It made the drive go so much easier. It wasn't long drives, but I listened to the whole podcast between going to work, doing something for work. And I even called Cody right afterwards and told him that was fantastic. And you guys have always been supportive of us, even from day one. And we
Yeah,
appreciate you guys. And you guys do a great job. And, I love the food thing.
the
Um,
food takes. Yep.
yeah, and just in case you were wondering, I can't eat raw meat. It's not gonna happen. Raw meat. I mean, medium rare is okay. I mean, maybe a little more rare than that, but not cooked is not happening with this guy. Just so I just want to be clear.
Oh
So
yeah. If you guys love interesting food takes, definitely go check out Late Arrivals. Like I said, it's been a staple since I want to say since episode 1. So please
and
go check it out, and then lose hatred towards Chris Pronger's Twitter account is also hilarious.
well, and
But
when they
we'll leave that up to them doing it. But they are taking a break, so they will be back in September. But you guys can still go listen to all their podcasts. Go check them out. Follow them on Twitch, and follow them on Instagram, Twitter, and everything. And especially when Lou gets a hold of the Twitter account, it's chaos there.
and when they play those games, I will never
Oh,
challenge you guys at those games.
oh,
You
the
guys are
Immaculate or the Puckdoku. Yeah.
yeah, that one. Oh my, I listened to one episode and I'm sitting there going, that would have taken me an hour and I would have had to get on the internet to look that stuff up. And they went through it like it was a piece of cake. So you guys are incredible at that.
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
then also,
they have a lot of fun aspects in that podcast that are, I mean, and we talked about earlier about us being different. I'm odd, I mean, they have a very different podcast with such a fun feel to it. So,
yeah.
um,
Also, we are going to be doing a what if the NHL did a March Madness style playoff format. Put your guesses in the chat right now. I will count it towards it, as long as you get it out before we start talking about it. So get your guesses in now, everyone. If you're listening on Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, let us know. I want to know what everyone's saying.
yeah, I told Cody my pick. I do not know what happened. He won't tell me.
Yep.
And he even said that on the podcast yesterday. I did not tell my dad, and he has not told me. So I'm waiting for this. It's something different during the off season to do to bring excitement to hockey. And I hope you guys appreciate it. But let's
Yeah.
go to that mock trade that we've been trying to
Yes.
talk about for the last 15 minutes. You want to know who the Kings receive first or who Edmonton receives first? I'm going to go Edmonton.
Okay.
They're going to get Quentin Byfield, Kevin Fiala, Brant Clark, a 2026 first round pick, and a 2027 first round pick. Who do the Kings receive in that mock trade? Anybody? I mean, it should be you should figure out who this person is if they're going to give up their whole freaking future for this. I'm patiently waiting. Anybody? Well, if nobody does, I'm going to have to spoil it. I'll give you another 15 seconds.
Here he goes.
Yes, Adam. Yes. McJesus going to the Kings for half the team. Would you make that trade?
If I was, I don't know. Either way that's tough. Either way.
Well, I look at it this way. Edmonton, they still have Draisaitl. You have Bouchard. Nugent Hopkins. I mean, and then you add Byfield, Fiala, and Clark to that, and then a couple first round picks later. I'm not going to say I think that makes Edmonton even better. Maybe not right away, but in the future they're gonna stay being a powerhouse. And the Kings, I don't know if McJesus can do it by himself, but obviously he's the greatest player in hockey right now. I can't see of anybody being better than him. But I don't think I would make that trade as a Kings fan.
Let's see. I'm seeing if it would work on. I just did it on Puckpedia, and
Okay.
honestly, you have more cap space if you do it that way.
Oh yeah, yeah.
For now, for now. And Adam said no. He also said he's enough of a problem in Canada. I don't need him up the freeway. And he said, Ovi's better.
So you're probably looking at 16 million. Although with his new contract, it might be an even trade.
Yeah, and then here's a spoiler for next week. Adam, I'll be there next week to cause my chaos, and I'm looking forward to it. I always like having Adam on.
Yeah, I think I got a nickname, Captain of Chaos.
There you go.
You can introduce him. Hey, we got the Captain of Chaos, Adam Broll.
All right, and then you got one more thing, right?
Oh, the third jerseys.
Yes.
I don't know. Do we have pictures of these?
I can see if I can share my screen.
I can tell you know which one I like already, right?
So this is from Mayor's Manor. Here's one of them right here.
No, that's a no.
And then here's the white one.
That's a no.
One. I like.
There you go.
These two are I think my top two.
I want the color difference, some kind of color difference to make us really stand out. And
these ones were round one mocks as of July of 2025, and then these ones were the ones that were left on the cutting room floor. These ones don't really feel like hockey jerseys to me for some reason.
I don't like those.
But these are the two I like.
Me too. You know, I have a similar jersey that I purchased because it's one of my favorite ones. It just brings flavor to hockey. I mean, white and black. I mean,
see, as of Mayor's Manor, so it was a link that they shared on social media.
Yeah.
Oh, and then Chris asked, Gary, are you a fan of the chrome helmets?
No.
No,
I hate the chrome
he's a
helmet.
Chrome Dome fan. He is the biggest Chrome Dome fan of all time.
Hey, one Chrome Dome is more than enough.
Yeah, and then Adam, those are all terrible. Update the crown. They look like sweatshirt. No, they really do look like sweatshirts.
Yeah, a better crown would be nice. I'm talking about the colors.
I want the purple, or as everyone calls them, the forum blue.
Yes,
you know,
I love those colors. I just, and then I agree with Cody. I think he's brought it up before. When we're playing the Ducks, I think we should both be in home uniforms.
No.
And, and
And I had this on the. I think I said this on the late arrivals. Like Ducks and Kings should play every Halloween, and just both teams get to wear their home unis. Come on, black and orange, and they're playing on Halloween. Come on, come on. It's right there. But
the Hannah,
NHL doesn't like to have fun.
the Anaheim Pumpkins.
And here's what Adam said. I like the Chrome Dome, yet I hate the Vegas for the Chrome Dome because they have the gold one. Theirs was not really. It was chrome, but like, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not that. I think it's distracting
Yeah.
to watch. I mean, I love their matte black ones.
The matte
Those,
blacks are nice.
I mean, those are really nice. I can't
see. Thank you, Adam.
Well, let's bring color back to hockey.
Yeah.
Hockey's growing, people. I mean, it really is. It's growing in leaps and bounds, and bringing a little color back to make. I mean, I can remember back as a teenager, I met the Willingham family, and they had a ton of kids. And I remember we were doing weekly football pools, and their mom, she would pick whoever had the uniform she liked the best, and that's how she picked her winners. And she won more than anybody else. I mean, the rest of us knew the teams. She was picking by the colors of the uniforms. So I think it makes a difference.
Yep. And here's Chris on YouTube. I like the matte colors some teams are starting to use. I wouldn't mind seeing the Ducks with like an orange matte one for the home or away. I still want them to wear the orange helmet for the away kits. I think that looks great. All right, but you ready to get into the little bit of Kings news or league news we have?
Yes, let's do it.
And then Chris agrees with me. I want to see what an orange mat would look like for the Ducks. Yes, I agree. All right, league news. I'll take the extensions, and then you can take the retired players that just retired. Ready?
Yeah.
All right. The Krakens have signed RFA forward Capo Caco to a 3-year, $4.525 million AAV contract extension to avoid arbitration. Also, Carolina has signed forward Jackson Blake to an 8-year, $45 million contract extension. That begins in 2026-2027, and that does have deferred payments on it. I don't have the full thing on here about it, but it's just, I remember him coming up last year, and he did break out, but to get an 8-year extension already is crazy for him. But good for him for getting that stability and everything. So the last extension from last week is the Blackhawks have re-signed Arvid Soderblom to a 2-year, $2.75 AAV contract extension, and he'll pretty much be their backup.
Okay, back to retired Nathan Beaulieu. Beaulieu?
Yeah, former Duck great.
Is he a Duck great?
No. He played one season.
Has announced his retirement at age 32. Yay.
Yeah. Congrats,
Blake Wheeler now has retired at the age of 38.
Yeah.
And that's it on retirements. Then we go to other.
Yep. Other top Flyers draft pick Porter Martone will be committing to Michigan State University for the 2025-2026 season. And then I got read the you want to go over the last one? You watched that video, right? I sent you.
I did.
Oh God, that was so.
I didn't like it as much as I think you did, just because it had to do with Jackass, right? Which I've never seen.
It had to do with Jack,
and I never seen it. So
yeah. Let's see. Let me find. Okay, so here is the Amazon Prime Monday Night Hockey schedule release. All right, here's the list right here. On October 13th, you got the Toronto Maple Leafs against the Detroit Red Wings, the St. Louis Blues against the Vancouver Canucks. And then on the 20th of October, you got the Sabres versus Canadians. There you go, Chris. You got your Sabres early on the Monday night. October 27th, you got the Bruins and Senators. Then again, you got the Maple Leafs going against the Pittsburgh Penguins on November 3rd. November 10th, you got Oilers versus Blue Jackets. And then in back-to-back weeks, you got the Blue Jackets versus the Canadians. And then here we go, Dad. On November 24th, the Kings versus the Ottawa Senators. And December 1st, you got the Jets versus Sabres. December 8th, you have the Maple Leafs versus the Lightning. On December 15th, you have the Senators versus Winnipeg. On December 22nd, you got Vancouver and Philadelphia. And then Edmonton and Winnipeg on December 29th. On January 5th, you got Detroit versus Ottawa. January 12th, you got Vancouver versus Montreal. On January 19th, you have Minnesota versus the Toronto Maple Leafs. And then on January 26th, Edmonton versus the Anaheim Ducks. February 2nd, Montreal versus Minnesota. Philadelphia versus Toronto on March 2nd. Ottawa versus Vancouver on March 9th. And we got a doubleheader. You got Calgary versus Detroit and Pittsburgh versus Colorado on March 16th. Ottawa versus New York on March 23rd. Calgary versus Colorado on March 30th. Seattle versus Winnipeg on April 6th. And on the last Monday night for Amazon Prime is Dallas versus Toronto on April 13th. And just like what Adam said, just like the NFL on Prime, 99% crap games. But did you know that there's a common thing amongst almost, I think, out of all those games, all of them have one thing in common except for one game. You want to know what that is?
I do.
What is it?
I have no idea.
Oh, so you have no idea?
No.
Because I'm looking at it. Every game, except for one game, had a Adam got it. There's a Canada team in there. All except for one game. And that was Pittsburgh and Colorado. It's the only game that does not feature a Canadian team. So yeah, let them get the spotlight. We USA wins all the Stanley Cups.
Excuse me.
And then and thank you, Adam, for sending me this earlier this week. But he did send the Columbus schedule release video, and in my opinion, I thought this was better than the LA Kings one because, like I said, I grew up with the Jackass theme on it, and just even they had the coach in on it, and I loved it. How he's like, "Hi, I'm Dean Evanson, and welcome to," instead of Jackass, he said, "Welcome to Jackets," and it kind of sounds similar, and I thought that was so perfect. If you guys haven't seen it, go watch it. And like I said, I agree, Adam, best one I've seen too. The Kings one was a very close second. I will give them that, except for that one little jab at the Ducks on there.
What, an 82 game schedule playing the Ducks?
Yeah. I call bullcrap on that.
That was funny.
Yeah. So please go watch it. It was funny. If you guys haven't watched the Kings one, please go watch that one too as well. On that, you want to get into the what if?
Let's do the what if, because I don't even know what's happening there.
Okay. So here's what I did. I went on NHL 25, and again, put in the comments right now who you think is going to win this. Okay. Here you go. Chris, I'll go with the Leafs for the March Madness style tournament. There you go.
Thanks, Chris.
Yeah.
It's not who I picked, by the way.
So you want to tell everyone who you picked right now too?
I picked the Dallas Stars. You gave me a feeling that it was not the Florida Panthers.
Okay. So here's how I did it. So in NHL 25, you're not able to do like a full 32 team style tournament. So technically, I had to do 3 different tournaments for this. So I did one of just the East, one of just the West, and then the 2 teams that won the tournament for the East and West, I had them play 1 game against each other. So here was the matchups. I'm gonna start with the Atlantic Division. So you had Boston against Toronto versus Boston,
Ooh.
Ottawa versus Montreal, Tampa Bay versus Buffalo, and Florida versus Detroit. And then on
Okay.
I'll finish the Atlantic side. So Toronto won 4-3 over the Boston Bruins. Ottawa won 6-1 over the Montreal Canadiens. Tampa Bay won 5-2 over the Buffalo Sabres, and then Florida won 3-2 over the Detroit Red Wings. So now you got Toronto versus. So now you got Toronto versus Ottawa, Tampa Bay versus Florida. Toronto wins 6-1 over Ottawa to play against the Tampa Bay Lightning, who beat Florida 4-2.
Oh my gosh.
So
Really?
yep. So now in our semifinal, we have Toronto and Tampa Bay. So Dad, you're out. But Chris,
What do
you're
you mean?
still Chris, you're still in.
You said
Oh, sorry,
Toronto.
Florida's out. Sorry, Florida's out.
I didn't say Florida.
I thought you said. Oh, you said Dallas. Never mind. I thought you said Florida. Oh, you said you thought it would be Florida. Okay, that's right.
No, I said it wasn't because
Oh,
I
okay.
got
I
the
thought I got mixed up.
feeling.
So you said Dallas. That's right. Okay.
I got this feeling that
All right,
somehow
so-
Florida wasn't in there.
So Chris, you're still in. Toronto's in the semifinal on the East. So let's go to the Metro. So you had Washington versus Philly, Columbus versus the New York Rangers, Carolina versus Pittsburgh, and New Jersey versus the Islanders. Had them Ottawa for the upset. Did they upset? No, Ottawa was the higher seed actually. So on that one, it wasn't an upset. So here's the results of the first round for the Metro side. Philly upset the Washington Capitals, winning 2-1. Columbus Blue Jackets won 3-1. Pittsburgh upset the Carolina Hurricanes 4-5, and New Jersey won
5-4. You mean?
or 5-4, and New Jersey won 7-2 over the Islanders. So now in the second round, you got Columbus versus Philly. Columbus won that 5-3, and then New Jersey beat the Pittsburgh Penguins 6-3. So now we have in the semifinal for the East, you have Toronto versus Tampa and New Jersey versus Columbus. Ottawa's let's put that on here. Ottawa's in the playoffs. They're always underdogs.
Probably true. He's not wrong.
Okay, so here we go. Should I start? I'll start in the Atlantic. So we have Toronto versus Tampa. And I'm sorry, Chris, but you're out. Tampa Bay won 4-3 over the Toronto. And then New Jersey won 3-2 over Columbus. So in the East final, we have New Jersey versus Tampa Bay.
Never would have expected that.
Yep. You want me to finish it and then, or go to the West and we'll come back to it?
I say go to the West and come back to it.
Okay.
Let it linger for just a little bit longer.
Let it linger a little bit. All right. So
And
here's the West.
I'm already surprised.
Here, I'm going to start in the Central. So we have Winnipeg versus Chicago. And Winnipeg wins that 4-1. Yeah, I know. I get your feeling. It wasn't in June. It was a March Madness. I get why you picked the Toronto Maple Leafs. So you have Winnipeg beating Chicago 4-1. Minnesota versus St. Louis, and Minnesota wins 5-2. And then Dallas versus Nashville. Dallas wins 4-3. So Dad, you're in it still. And then Colorado beat Utah 4-3. So in the second round, you have Winnipeg, Minnesota, Dallas, and Colorado.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. And remember, this is all single game Single game. There's no playoff. So second round, Winnipeg versus Minnesota. Minnesota wins 4-3. And then Dallas and Colorado. I'm sorry, Dad.
I'm
You're
out.
Colorado wins 4-2. So now in that final, the Central final, you have Minnesota versus Colorado. And then we'll start in the Pacific Division now. You got Vegas versus San Jose. And Vegas wins 3-0. And then you got Calgary versus Vancouver. Vancouver wins 4-3. Seattle versus the LA Kings. And Seattle wins 5-3.
No surprise.
And then something that I even predicted that could happen this next year. You have Anaheim versus Edmonton. Oh, Adam says hi, babe.
Yep. We have somebody floating over the Honda Center right now.
Yep. So you have Anaheim versus Edmonton, and the Anaheim Ducks have done something the LA Kings have never done. They beat the Edmonton in the first round 3-1. So now in the second round, you have Vancouver versus Vegas and Anaheim versus Seattle. Vancouver beats Vegas 7-4, and Seattle beats the Anaheim Ducks 5-2. Remember, I simmed the whole thing. I did nothing about this. So in the Western final, we have Vancouver and Seattle. And on the Pacific side, we have Minnesota and Colorado.
You mean on the
Does
Central
anyone
side?
want to change their answers now? So you have Minnesota, Colorado, Seattle, and Vancouver. And then and the other one you have Tampa Bay and New Jersey. How about this? I'll finish who wins the West final, then we can go from there.
Okay.
So Minnesota beats the Colorado Avalanche 5-3. And then Seattle wins 7-4 over the Vancouver Canucks. So we have Minnesota, Seattle, and then Toronto, and then Tampa Bay and New Jersey. Adam, this is based on NHL 25. So Flower is playing for Minnesota. All right. So Chris changes his answer to the Kraken. Adam, any guess? Dad, what's your guess?
Between the Kraken and Vancouver.
All right. Adam's going with the Wild. Okay. So Chris has Kraken. Adam has the Wild. All right, Dad. So you have
Wild.
You're going with Wild?
Yeah.
All right. So we'll finish the East first.
Oh, yeah. Make me wait a little bit longer. Thanks.
Yep. So Tampa Bay beats the New Jersey Devils to win the East 3-2 final. And then in the West, we have Seattle. In reality, it's probably going to be Jersey. Well, I just said they lost. So,
sorry, Adam.
Yeah. So, and then in the West final, we have Minnesota, Seattle, and Minnesota wins 3-2. Open my. I think he meant to say mouth too soon. So in the final, we have Minnesota and Tampa Bay. So you guys can see everything. You can see my little bobbleheads in the background. That's fine. This was the East. I don't know if everyone could see, but
cool.
And then here is the West. Let everyone see that. If you guys are listening on the podcast, this will give you a chance to go watch us live or watch us on YouTube. And then you can comment on there too. Subscribe and follow us on Twitch and YouTube. All right. And here's the final. The next slide will show the winner of the NHL March Madness tournament. And the winner is the Minnesota Wild. They beat Tampa Bay 4-1. So the Minnesota Wild are your March Madness champions.
Oh my! I
Yep.
gotta tell you, I gotta tell you that totally unexpected. A lot of upsets there. I mean,
Right?
you you you're talking OCC College in Costa Mesa just beat Duke in the NCAA final, March
I,
Madness.
I'm telling you, it's not who I predicted at all.
Oh, I wouldn't have guessed a lot of that. But then again, you have a single game, anything can happen.
Yep. Maybe next year when we do this, I'll try to make like a full thing, and
Well, you
then
want you want to
we can
make
do
this
like
a staple in our off season. I
I mean,
know
why
this
not?
was your baby all along. This was
Yes,
your idea,
this was my idea.
no doubt about it. It just brings a little more excitement to the off season because people still want hockey, right?
I mean, why not make this royally quack the March Madness tournament? Boom. Maybe I can try to make it a full thing like every year where maybe we could do like our own NHL March Madness tournament. Like as soon as the season ends, I could put it out there. I don't know how I'm going to do it, to be honest. If someone knows how to do that, please let me know, and that way I can do it. And everyone, we could do like a whole bracket challenge for this.
Oh, Chris, just by the way, Cody didn't mention when he was talking about our royally quacked fantasy hockey. I beat the guy with all the hockey Hall of Famers helping him in the championship game. I just want to let you know, this old guy. I'm pretty good at fantasy hockey.
He cheats.
I don't cheat.
He cheats. Yeah, Chris, I can't believe the Ducks lost to the Kraken. Unacceptable in my book. Hey, to be honest, I was just happy the Ducks beat Edmonton in the first round because I laughed because we did something the Kings have never done. And then here's Adam based it on Flower. It's fun. That's fun though. Glad you did it.
Thanks.
Name Royally Quacks Summer Chaos.
I like it, Adam. That I love.
And then Chris's comment on you cheating on fantasy hockey. If you're not cheating, you're not trying. That was good, Chris. That was good. I like that one. Oh, that was funny. But I hope you guys like that. Like I said, next year I would like to do a full bracket challenge because I remember we were talking about, or like I was like watching a March Madness game. I don't know what, and I was like doing something for the podcast, and I was just thinking like, wow, I wonder what it would be like if the NHL did a single elimination tournament.
Like a in-season tournament, like
No,
the
no,
NBA did, though.
Just like what March Madness is. Exactly that.
I
It's like,
understand it,
yeah.
but it would be in season.
No, it would be the playoffs. That's the playoffs.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, look how much chaos we had in this.
So everybody makes the playoffs. So
Yeah,
there's no reason to play. There's no reason to play the regular season.
No, there is a reason. You get a higher seed.
Well, according to the way this thing happened, the Kraken took out both Southern California teams.
Yeah,
but do you think about that?
True, and Anaheim in Anaheim and LA were the higher seeds in that.
Yeah, no doubt.
But look what Minnesota did too.
Well, Minnesota
was the lowest seed in every single matchup except for against the Kraken.
I mean, when they're on their game, they're tough to beat.
Yeah.
I mean, they had a stretch, remember? And I know the Kings played them and they beat them. And they were like one of the best teams at early. It was early in the season.
Yeah.
Because their top line, they were scoring sometimes 9 points a game for a period of time.
And that was without Kaprizov for a while too.
Yeah, but yet, I mean, they just were pretty incredible, and the Kings completely shut them down when they played them. And I mean, I even talked about it on a podcast. I remember it very distinctly that I had mentioned how the Kings playing them shut it down. I mean, because I think they played the Ducks, I think it was maybe back to back. And they
Probably.
played the Ducks, and the top line scored 9 points against the Ducks and had, I don't think, any against the Kings.
Yeah.
So, I
That's
mean,
because we had a horrible coach.
yeah, well, you guys are gonna be scary come up this next year. I think Quinville there, I mean, the kids are growing another year, bringing in Kreider, um,
Granlund.
and, yeah, Grano is a great pickup. I
Yeah.
mean, they've got some scoring punch. I think it's gonna happen. You're gonna see a much different Ducks team. Um, I mean, I'm more hoping to the empty netters that they were going to be just like somebody to walk over. But how often does that ever happen in a pro sports? I don't care where you are. I mean, there's a level of competition where if everybody's on, you can beat anybody at any time, and
Yeah.
and that's what's fun about sports. I mean, I know Florida's looked pretty dominating here the last couple of years, but they're getting older too.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. They didn't even make it to the semifinals.
Yeah. Like I said, I wish I would have been able to do like a 1 through 32. So that way it was more like March Madness. But I thought this was probably like, you have the Metro against the Metro, the Atlantic versus Atlantic, all the division stuff. That way you get the winner of the division and then they go against. I thought that was probably the easiest way to do it.
Well, if we really did a March Madness one, it would be one playing 32,
32. Yeah.
two playing 31.
Well, that's
I
what I
mean,
wanted to do.
I know, but it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have played the individual game simulation on that. Is it
Yeah, but that.
automatic? You know what? I've played the NHL hockey game once. And
Yes.
and that was a long time. No, but I played once.
Uh,
So I don't know. Is it where you can just like
Yeah,
it's
you could just have a game play and stuff like that. But this one I had set up so I could just hit. All I literally did is I had everything set up. I just did simulate, like either simulate every game. So I had no control or anything over this. I didn't have a choice who won. I had everything updated on the NHL game. I mean, obviously, if anyone thought I cheated, if I would have cheated, I would have had the Ducks going a lot farther. Obviously, or I would have picked a team. Like, oh, I'm going to predict the Wild.
well, you did cheat. The Kraken beat the Kings. You did cheat.
Nope, all simmed. That was not me. So
I mean, I had a
the
Wayne
Kings
Gretzky.
just can't win the first round.
I had a I had a Wayne Gretzky computer game, and you could do a whole season simulation just like that. It was interesting because I would do it like just to see how and it was all whatever season that was. It was a long time. Obviously, Gretzky was still a king at the time.
Well,
when that happened,
we can, and the NHL game does have that. So maybe what we could do, is like kind of like put my thought and your thought at the same time, is simulate the season and see how everything is, and then go from there. Like, oh, this is who won the division. This is who made the playoffs, who won, the stats, who won awards, and just see what the NHL predicts.
I'm in.
So,
I mean, look at this. I mean, who'd have thought?
Yeah.
I mean, what if?
What if?
I mean, we've been doing since last season. We did what ifs.
Yeah.
So
the what ifs were the what if was whole idea. That was your idea.
I know.
I just added this topic to the what if.
Yeah, I just thought it when we watched it on the Marvel thing. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I just thought, well, it was something we could do in the off season to keep hockey interesting for people. Well, what are you laughing at now, Adam? Again?
Oh no, Cody gets to play more video games.
I know. Are you jealous, Adam, that you don't get to play? Maybe Cody could include you next year.
Yeah. Oh
At least
no!
we.
Oh no! I get to buy NHL 26. Darn it! Darn
It's
it!
that's all fun. I do want. I kind of mentioned earlier that we're gonna have a. Yeah, you play your own games. We know, Adam.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a Ducks only podcast next week with the idea of making. You're gonna take how you have what 4 people?
4 people.
You
Adam
got
already.
Adam.
It's gonna be me, Adam, Doug Stolan from the Puck Podcast, and Kyle Carr from Locked On Ducks.
Okay, so and they're gonna make an all-time Ducks team. Now here's the hard part. You got 4 people have to put their brain together and agree who's that number one center all time for the Ducks.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the goalie? Who's this? Who's that? And then the following week, I'm going to have the same guys that graded the Ducks with me. I'm going to have Dylan from the LA Kings channel and Instagram. I'll have Kevin Snyder, really good friend. I played softball. He was an office partner when I was an insurance agent for a while. He's a big time Kings fan. And of course, we're going to lock it down with Eddie Garcia.
Pun intended on that one.
What do you mean?
He said we're going to lock it down.
Oh, did I?
No, pun intended.
Well, Eddie does. He does lock it down, and he does. And I'm saying, we have Gretzky, we have Marcel Dion, we have Bernie Nichols, Anze Kopitar. We have all these guys. Where are we going to put them? I don't know. I don't know how we even decide that. Are you going to be the deciding vote? Put it together, or are you going to let it be? Hey, we'll all vote for this, and the majority wins. How are we gonna play it if we don't have an agreement?
Yeah.
I mean, we should come up with a little bit of rules. I'm thinking the only fair way is everybody votes.
What?
I'm talking about your group. Your group votes. My group votes for our team.
Okay.
And then we're gonna find a way to simulate. Is it a one game?
Nah, I say we do a 7-game series of it.
7-game series with that. So there's a challenge between the Ducks and the Kings. Rivalries are on high, guys. It'll
Maybe
be
ask
and not
about it.
What's that?
Maybe I can throw it in like Chat GTP on it and see what it gives me.
Sure. But the next 2 weeks we'll be building those teams, and the third week we're going to come back with the results.
Yeah.
And who would your vote be? I mean, obviously you want to hear what the teams are going to be. I mean, I have no doubt some of the players that are going to be there. It's just where I'll be the oldest next week and a fan since day 0. I get ruling vote. I don't think you'll be the oldest.
I think you might be the second oldest, Adam.
Sorry, you lose. I don't
know.
I'm assuming Doug would be older, but I really don't know that.
I don't know. I mean, I don't ask for anyone's age, so.
Me either, but in that case, in mine, I know I'm the oldest.
Yeah.
But you know what? I think it should be a vote. I don't think we're going to have too many disagreements because it's just a few tweaks that we got to do. But it's going to be interesting to hear us all banter about our own teams.
Yeah.
And what we think. So, and hopefully all the participants for the next couple of weeks, maybe you've watched the podcast, you get an idea what we're trying to do. And it's just trying to bring some excitement to hockey during the off season. We've done a lot of different things. We did Hockey 101, obviously this simulation. We did do where Cody picked his own Kings team or a Ducks team. I picked my own Kings team. That went 7 games last year.
That one we had someone do the simulation for us, and that was just a great all around.
Well, what's really nice is it's there's no bias in when somebody else does it. You
Yeah.
know, we get the results. It's what it was, and it seemed. God, I can't remember. Was it like overtime? Game
I
7?
think it was an overtime game 7.
I know when we picked our
Fantasy teams.
like our you and I picked a
All-time
went well
current
we
teams.
well
Current
yeah
players.
the current teams we each drafted a team that
Mhm.
went to overtime, and it was Sam Reichel, if I remember right.
Reinhardt.
Reinhardt, not Reichel. Warren Reichel threw that wrench into my talking about him today.
Yeah.
But Reinhardt was like an MVP. Had to be a Florida
Yeah.
Panther, right?
It had to be a Florida Panther.
And Bennett, Reinhardt,
Yeah. So
Barkov.
I'm definitely looking forward to next week. You know, everyone I'm having on is going to be great, except for Adam.
That
Hey,
should be me saying that. He's always picking on me.
he picks on both of us, okay? But that's how you know he's fair. He does pick on both of us. He does.
And guys, I might be on. I'll be in San Diego next week. My wife and I are going to a concert, spending the day next day in San Diego. But I might come on just to start the podcast. I don't know if I doubt if I'll stay in for the whole thing. So I'll definitely have to listen when it becomes live on Monday. Who's what? Adam's going again, right?
Shots fired. Game on, Cody. Hey, you start it, okay, Adam? Yeah, I love you, Adam. I can't wait to have you on. So, but
Anyways,
you're,
so something to look forward for the next 2 weeks. We're trying to plan these out a little bit better so we have a really good plan for the off season. And by the time we get done with a lot of this stuff, we're not that far away from the rookie face off going on. I think that's what San Jose, the Ducks, and the Kings only this year.
I believe so.
And Anaheim is hosting that, and we will have information on that as soon as it comes available, and share that with you guys, and obviously the results in future episodes. So please like and subscribe to our channel. Tell your friends and family about it, co-workers, neighbors, the stray dog on the street. We'd like to get yeah, you did start it with me, dude. That's for sure.
Yep.
You want a piece of this, Adam? Come on, let's go. Anyways, and not we are talking about Adam. Let's talk about Patriots hockey. Please support them. I mean,
Yeah.
those are veterans playing hockey. It's a great place to go and enjoy the game. And I know that I know is it at Ontario where they get to throw the teddy bears at Adam?
I mean, I would throw the teddy bear at him.
I mean, if it would be at a time where we're not doing a podcast, I want to go. I'm going to take about 10 teddy bears. I'm going to nail them at least 3 or 4 times. I'm going to be hanging over the ice. They're going to have to pull me down.
Oh, we got Frankie in the chat.
Hey, Frankie, how's it going, bro?
We missed you. You haven't been in a while.
Yeah, we haven't heard from you. I mean,
oh, here it is. Yes, teddy bear toss at Toyota Arena. And I know the Patriots hockey do have their golf tournament coming up, and it's actually going to be very close to us this year. It's going to be, I believe, at the Temecula Creek Inn. So right down the street from me. So I'll probably go and hang out that day. I won't golf because I can't golf, but I was
Adam,
I was
are
inspired watching.
Are you golfing in that, Adam?
Yeah, seriously, I'd like to see you throw your shoulder out. Yeah, my shoulder's gone.
That would be you, not me. I think he was challenging me.
Oh no, well, my dad has a better arm than I do now, so
bring it on, Adam.
Oh, it's Cross Creek. I thought that's in Temecula, right? I can't remember. I thought it said Temecula Creek Inn on the post that you guys posted.
And hey, Frankie, you guys aren't going to let the Blue Jays take your division, are you? What's going on there?
Adam usually does golf, but I guess he tore his labrum, so he'll just be supporting this year. Oh yes,
Well,
Temecula, cool. I'll try to be there this year and hang out. I'll hang out with you, and I won't golf because I can't golf.
If I golf, everybody better look out.
Well, I mean, if I golf, then I know who's going to be at the bottom of the standings.
Me. It's all right. Not a golfer, really. Not anymore. So,
I've
but
never been a golfer.
if we're available, Adam would love to come and support you guys. So,
yeah.
I'm sorry about your labrum.
Yeah.
Is that going to take surgery, Adam?
He hasn't posted anything yet, but while we're waiting, we'll do the outro to get out of here.
Sounds good.
So where is it? Here it goes. So that's gonna be a wrap on this week's episode of Royally Quacked. We hope you had as much fun as we did. If you enjoyed it, make sure you subscribe, download, and rate. Oh, here's Adam. Alcohol is involved. I'm usually near the bottom. Oh, he didn't answer the question, but he did at the same time. Subscribe, download, and rate us on your favorite podcast platform. It will help us out a ton. You can go on Apple, leave us a rating and a review, or you can go on Spotify and you can leave us a rating, and you can also comment on the episode too. If you want to watch our content, you can watch on YouTube and Twitch. You can subscribe. If you see the red button down there where it says subscribe, if it hasn't subscribed, then hit the button. You're missing out. Because look, I mean, you can see all the funny comments from Adam and Chris, and you can always see Frankie pop in and out, and you can see us laugh, and you can see what we post. There, you say you can see I did not cheat on the March Madness tournament. You can follow us on all social media for updates and everything at Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Blue Sky, Threads, and everything. Make sure you go follow Elite Sports and Entertainment Network for everything sports. They do have a daily show Monday through Friday, the afternoon show. Please go check it out. Check out Frankie the Yankee, because I know they're going to be doing their trade deadline episodes soon. Because I believe that it's going to be next week is the trade deadline, right?
I believe so.
So
they've already started. They picked up.
Already started.
Yeah, they already picked up a player. I can't remember McMahon
someone from Colorado. So
yeah.
Don't forget to join our Discord. Everything is in the link tree. You can follow us on everything on there. You have anything else to add before we get out of here?
No. Looking forward to the next 2 weeks. Oh, he's still waiting for the surgeon to decide.
Yep.
Okay.
So,
Adam, you'll be in our prayers, even though you love to pick on us, especially me.
Yeah, especially you.
Especially me.
So on that, thank you everyone for tuning in and watching and listening to us. Ducks fans, I will see you next week. Kings fans, we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yes.
If you're a Kings fan, you can still tune into the Ducks show. If you're a Ducks fan, you can still tune into the Kings show.
Absolutely.
No judgment. So on that, let's go Ducks.
Go Kings, go. See you next week. A father and son.